Well, the time is finally here. Welcome to day 24 of David's Tea's 24 Days of Tea 2025 edition, and it is Christmas Eve, which means we are on our final tea. Now, what has David's Tea brought us for day 24? Well, it is Silent Night. One of my favorite Christmas songs. It just brings me back to childhood. But what does Silent Night tea include? Now, I know I've had this in the past, but it's been a while, so let's refresh our memories. Silent Night is a Rooibos tea with 0 out of 0 dots on the caffeine scale, so it's perfect for right before bed, and there's a couple other ingredients in here which also make it good as a bedtime tea. So you have Rooibos, orange peel, cinnamon, natural orange flavoring, clove, allspice, valerian, nutmeg, natural pumpkin pie flavoring, red cornflower petals, and for those who are wondering, it is kosher. Now, the reason I say this is good for like a before bed tea is because it does include valerian. Now, valerian root I know is good for sleepy time tea. It helps relax the body. However, with it also being non-caffeinated, that does help to have this possibly right before going to sleep on Christmas Eve. But some of these other ingredients are interesting because you have your orange peel, you have your natural pumpkin pie flavoring, which makes me think that this is going to taste a little fruity, but then you have your spices in here, right? Your clove, your cinnamon, your allspice, your nutmeg, which makes it feel different. It makes it feel like it's going to be almost like a orangey chai tea, but with Rooibos instead of black tea. So let's check this out. Scent-wise, you immediately smell the spices, right? I'm smelling cinnamon, I'm smelling clove and nutmeg. But what does this taste like? That's what matters here. It tastes very interesting. Now, David Klossos here brought us an interesting tea for day 24. And it's kind of what I thought, right? You don't really taste any of the Rooibos, and Rooibos kind of makes sense as to why you wouldn't taste it when you throw in all these other flavors. But my hunch was a little bit on. It's almost like a fruity chai tea. It's citrusy. I don't really taste any like the pumpkin pie flavoring, but then again, pumpkin pie flavoring is kind of just the spices. And you have your orange peel, you have your natural orange flavoring. I could see this tea being very relaxing. It's very interesting, right? Definitely in the sense of like, as I was going on about, it has a citrus kick to it, but then when you mix in all the other spices, it kind of just really comes together very, very well. I didn't know how well those spices would fall in line with orange, because, you know, usually with the chai spices and like I guess you could say the pumpkin pie spices, right? I'm used to them being with like a black tea, as a chai tea, as I could have like mentioned earlier. However, mixing them with orange brings a whole different dynamic to this tea. And for day 24, I think this is a very interesting tea to have. I probably would have drank this later in the day, but we have a holiday tradition in my family where we go to my aunt's house on Christmas Eve. So I'm going to be busy all night. I had a half day at work today. So it's 12:30 as I'm recording this, and it's amazing that I can get this done early and enjoy the rest of the holidays. I had to wrap some last minute gifts, but I'm excited. You know, and Christmas has always been my favorite holiday of the year because, you know, as a kid, it's about the gifts, but for me, as I get older, it's just about just spending time with family. And you guys now, as I do 24 days of tea, every year you guys come back. You know, people who are newer to the channel, like, thank you for being here. But for the people who've been here from the get-go, also, thank you for continuing to return every year. You guys are like my little YouTube family. But as I take these final sips, I encourage you all to spend time in the next 2 days, next week, going into New Year's with your family, with your loved ones. Maybe make them a cup of tea, maybe some Silent Night. But for what it's worth, It's been another awesome year doing the Advent calendar. I can't wait to see you guys next year. If you only stop by during this season, which, stop by more often. That's, just my opinion, right? Silent Night, a great way to bring some peace and some quiet as we close the calendar once more this year. I will catch you guys next time. Drink it, steep it, and enjoy. What did you think of Silent Night? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, let me know what your favorite tea of this Advent calendar was, actually. I know we've been doing these 24 videos, but what did you enjoy? Which one was your favorite this year? And until next time, guys, I will see ya. Bye.